Another question I had, so I just purchased the house, and we got Graham's opinion on it, and I've seen some online opinions about it too, which have been interesting. So I'm curious you guys' thought on the house.
Well, generally speaking, when it's time to buy real estate, we tell someone, hey, real estate really needs to be, for your primary residence, like a 5 to 7 year forward-looking decision, meaning, do you have certainty that the circumstance you're in right now, whether it be employment, family, relational, all that kind of stuff, is locked in for the next 5 to 7 years? So if I were to ask you that, do you feel like where you are right now, 5 to 7 years, your life will look the same as it does today?
Some people tell me it will not, but I have a hard time not. I love this house, and there's some stuff I want to do to, in like the backyard with the pool and stuff like that. But I love the town. I'm here with all my friends, so I don't see me leaving Austin. So this has a place I can build out into. Maybe not for content, but for like potential relationship, if one of those ever happen.
Sure.
And kids,
but 5 to
dogs,
7 years
cats,
could
cows.
be a check.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
For
for sure. That's what we're asking is 5 to 7 years works.
Because I bought my first house before my wife and I got married. And when she moved in, it always was my house. And she made it very clear that she wanted an our house, right? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a thing. But if you feel confident that 5 to 7 years, that checks the first box. And I don't think that's crazy.
So the other question, and this is a big one that a lot of people fall into. I feel pretty optimistic for you, though.
Okay.
Is it 25% of your gross income? Is it less than 25%?
Definitely less than 20%, yeah.
Okay, and then...
but we know YouTube's variable.
YouTube's variable, sure, right? But are you getting close to that 25? Like, is it like 24.97%
No.
of...
There's lots of margin there.
So there's a lot of margin there. And how significant of a down payment did you put on the house?
20%.
Yeah.
20%. So first time home, we tell people all the time, for your first time, you only have to do 3.5%, 5%. You don't have to do 20. You already have equity in this home. So you've checked one, and then you've got a bunch of equity in it, and it's relatively minimal cost relative to your income.
Got a little bit of a nasty rate though, like 6.5 or something.
Okay, that's not 6.5's not.
You
great.
realize there's a lot of mortgages going out the door right now over 7.5%.
Yes,
so you actually look good on paper. Plus, you're going to get to deduct that interest.
Didn't
so
rates
it's going to be
just hit 8% this last
I think
week?
some of them did touch like right at the 8. But what? So let's say that rates drop in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Sure. What are you going to do?
I would probably pull equity out.
That's almost the right answer. You mean you're going to refinance to a lower rate? That's what you mean, right?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, if rates drop, I'm going to refinance below my 6.5% rate.
Listen, context, it's been a very long day. We've been recording a lot. But yes, I would refinance to a lower rate.
And so 6.5's not great. I am of the opinion, you do a 30 or a 15-year mortgage.
Yes, 30.
30 year. I bet in the next 30 years, rates will drop to an extent where you're going to be able to refinance that down. And then, okay, it wasn't a great rate early on, but you get in 4.5%, 5.5%.
So was this house a stupid purchase?
Well, I don't love how you ended up, because it sounded like when you've been very transparent, it sounded more emotional than analytical. We just did an analytical exercise, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And I got to tell you, in the grand scheme of it, you can afford this house. And I can tell you're being so hard on yourself about this, but when we were actually going through our concerns and things that we want you to focus on financially, the house, especially when I hear how much you love this house, we're all for it. Water under the bridge, rock and roll, enjoy and live your best life in this house.
Best life in this house. Okay, that's good. I mean, I'm making some pretty awesome espresso out there. You guys saw the machine.
I did see it. I'm excited to sample some of your barista skills.
Yes.
So I need to know, are you a go to the other content guys that you've asked this opinion? Be like, in your face.
The money guy said it was okay.
See? I mean, you guys are the minds. Again, I've said it a couple times. I don't know if it was on my show or your show, but you guys are the minds. So, I mean, that's good to hear. I've heard people think that we talked about maybe making an impulsive choice on this, but I think people have took it like, oh, I like this house. Okay, I'm going to get this house. And all of a sudden I got this house. So I was looking at potentially buying for a couple months, and then this house stuck with me after visiting it like 6 times. And after you visit 6 times, you're like, oh, okay, we're probably getting it. So I pulled the trigger on the house while looking for a house a little more impulsively. So
So maybe it's impulsive, but I think Rick Ross just bought a house for like $35 million. That's not this. Like this is not.
Rick Ross has that money.
Yeah, well,
these days
he had that money, I guess. But you know what I mean. I don't think this is going to be the thing that breaks you. It's a beautiful house, but it's not outlandish. I don't think you got way out over your skis.
In Austin, this is not a wild house,
right? So I don't have a whole lot of problem with it.
Plus, our answer makes us your favorite, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
I feel like we need to have a group audit on Rick Ross, though.
Let's do it. Rick, if you're out there, we'd love to have you on Financial Audit by Caleb Hammer and the Money.
I do like his video where he shows him cutting his own grass, though.
Big grass cutter.
Oh.
Yeah, he cuts his own grass.
I'll be honest, I do pay someone for that.
Same.